Hey, everybody, we welcome you back to another episode of San Diego Prep Insider Christian Pedersen. I'm talking with Talin Gardini. He is a senior at Patrick Henry High School. He's committed to go play baseball at St. Mary's, which I will say this about St. Mary's. It might not be what, it's not a necessarily like top tier, huge universal college brand name. But in the last couple of years, when playing MLB The Show, I have played as several of the Waldachuk kids who have gone from San Diego high schools to playing at St. Mary's to being literally pro athletes in video games. So I am talking to someone right now who has a decent chance at being somebody that you can play as one day in MLB The Show. And I just want to be on the record saying that so we can throw back to this clip in a couple of years when he's doing it. Talon, thank you very much for being here. Let's start with St. Mary's, then move on from there. What was that decision for you? What ultimately led to you choosing to be a Gale?
I think I had as you were saying, it's not the biggest and most, known school around everywhere, but
And not an insult, like that's not a bad thing. It's just to clarify the disparity of like you might not know it, but they produce great talent.
yeah, I mean, to be 100% honest, I didn't know it until I started talking to Coach Costanza, who him and Coach Valenzuela were at Long Beach, but they were transferred over back to St. Mary's after being in Long Beach for I think 3 years. And I think Coach Valenzuela, he developed two big leaguers, Corbin Burns as well as Tony Gonsolin, who are two big league arms that are very talented, and one's won a Cy Young. So I mean, knowing that and knowing that Valenzuela's got my back as a pitching coach that has developed guys, I think it's a good spot for me to land, especially being able to two-way my freshman year. Hopefully, if I can go in there and play and perform well.
You say it wasn't the initial choice. What led to it then? What was the tipping point? Did you have to go visit the campus? Was there ultimately just too much to say no to? Like, what led to you reaching that point of picking a school that, like you said, wasn't initially on your radar?
I mean, I think every kid has that dream of going to the LSU or the TCU. But I mean, after I officially talked to Coach Costanza and went up and visited campus, I mean, super small campus. Everyone knows each other. I went to Christian for middle school, so I'm around that surround. I was around that surrounding for middle school, which is everyone knows each other, super close knit campus. And I mean, I loved it while I was there. So I think the college will be really good for me. Knowing the St. Mary's, everyone has my back and everyone has each other's backs, and it'll be a good program too. I mean, hey, they did just take down the number 4 team in the country, Florida. Just saying that, and took them to extras.
I'm not being. Yes, there are some athletes that it inherently you compliment them more because they pick these great schools. And I'm not trying to be overly complimentary here, but yeah, look at it. He's going to a school that will be potentially top 25 all the time. Also, I think college baseball kind of has a weird little niche of some of these smaller schools. You have like a Gonzaga or something like that they just don't even have football. And something like you guys, it's just like it's not a football school, so you just don't get the PR about it, but you rip off like a good or great decade at another sport. And so you're going to put some respect on the name. What advice would you give to younger athletes, freshmen, sophomores, eighth graders, sixth graders, anybody that's in this process or just starting out in the college recruiting process?
One big thing that I had was I would say don't rush it. There's no need to. A lot of my friends growing up, like my best friend, my catcher, Patrick Henry, he committed in 8th grade. A bunch of kids from my travel ball team growing up committed early. And I was never really in a rush to, post something or have everyone see it. I was just trying to find the best fit for me. And I think I found that in St. Mary's and Coach Valenzuela.
All right, let's talk about your time at Patrick Henry. And we're going to get to this year and some of the major accomplishments you've featured. You talk about your pitching being yes, that's the ultimate direction that you want to go, right?
Yes,
If
sir.
you had to pick. Okay, so let's start then with the hitting. I'm going to give you guys the numbers here. I know that he knows these, but let's talk about this. Over the 4 years of varsity, you've gone from hitting 238 to 305 to 330 to now 389 this season. So you're a lifetime 300 plus hitter. You've obviously been raking. You now have added to, in terms of your milestones, 200 career strikeouts at Patrick Henry. Tell us what your time as a Patriot has been like for you and what this whole adventure of getting to this point has been.
Again, Patrick Henry wasn't my first choice going in, but I think it became the right home for me with Coach Watkins and all the kids. I mean, I would say there's a good 10 kids from our team that all play the same Little League together and grew up playing together. So it's all from the same close knit community. And it's been a journey for sure. Freshman year was a little rough. I was injured for the first half of the year, and then I came back for the league and I played a little bit more pitching than hitting because I wasn't the best hitter back then. But I mean, it's just been getting better every year between the summer and the spring, and just working, adding on top of each other, everything, and getting better every year.
You talk about being friends with these guys for a long time from a young age. What is the vibe then for this senior class right now? Is this kind of like the culmination of a lot of things? Big chip on your shoulder? Take us inside this year's clubhouse.
I think it's been good. It's getting better. We have a bunch of guys who've grown together, and we were trying, really hoping to take down the teams that are getting guys from all over the place, because most of us, I mean, still live in the same neighborhood. We have, I mean, this year we have a few transfers. This Cody Capillay transferred from Santana, and we have a few other kids, but the majority of our group is from the same neighborhood and grew up together. So we've all been playing together since we were 10, 11, 12, and we're all hoping to bring home an open division championship together too.
It looks like there's a little extra something going on with you guys vibes wise though, because I've seen some basketballs getting dunked in the dugout. I've seen some things getting posted on social media that seem like you guys have a pretty good amount of fun this year. What goes into keeping a baseball team loosey goosey for the stretch of got to play high grade baseball for a ton of games, for a ton of innings? How do you guys, how do you guys lead those vibes?
I think we started to figure it out in the winter. We started to figure out that we needed to be able to play.
We're good.
Oh, we need to be able to play together as a team and also have fun at the same time, but also make sure that we're locked in every pitch the whole game. I mean, there's almost 400 moments, individual moments in a baseball game, as our coach says, and we need to be locked in for all 400. But we also got to have fun, because baseball, I mean, it's a failure. It's a failure sport for sure. You win 3 out of 10 times, you're pretty good. So I mean, we just have to focus on the goods that we can control and the bads that we can't control, and just have fun while we're doing it.
I want to get to this season, but before that, I always got to ask Patrick Henry kids in specific what your favorite jersey that you rock is, because it seems like you guys have some of the more elite color combos and jersey options available of any programs. I'll say in all of San Diego County, from ranging from the whites to the greens to the blacks to the combos of the three colors. I've seen some pretty impressive stuff, even some yellow jerseys mixed in there. What's your favorite that you like to rock?
I think last year my personal favorite was probably the yellow hat, the yellow jersey, and the pinstripe pants that we wore.
Okay.
But the team's favorite, I would say, was either the all blacks or the black hat, black jersey, and the pinstripe pants was probably the team favorite.
So then if you're on the mound though, are you the one that gets to pick, or how does that work for the season?
For us, it's mound, on the guy who's on the mound gets to pick. So tomorrow I'm on the mound and I'm wearing black on white pants.
But then you're saying that, game for your life, you're in the CIF finals and you're going with what combo?
I'm going yellow on pinstripe pants. I got to. No one else wears them, so I got to bring them out.
And pants up with stirrups under, with socks under. What kind of color cleats? How are you finishing out the look?
So we get team cleats. So we have white Nikes for cleats. With the yellow jerseys, I'd probably go.
Not a white cleat fan. You get too dirty.
What we've rocked the past 4 years, but yellow jerseys, I'm probably gonna wear. Since we wear green socks, I'm probably gonna go pants down. Can't clash too much the yellow and green, but long pinstripe pants, yellow jerseys, yellow hat, and white cleats.
Do people even do stirrups anymore? Is that kind of an outdated concept? I don't really see a ton of teams rocking them.
I did sophomore year. That was my thing, was stirrups, and then I went down the long last year. And this year, I'm gonna try and mix it up and keep a little bit of both in there.
Fair enough. I can respect a little bit. For the people that are watching this, maybe from the St. Mary's side, introduce yourself on the mound a little bit. What's your style? Maybe give them the out pitch. Just introduce yourself, brief little elevator pitch summary of what you're going to hopefully bring to the St. Mary's team.
Yeah. So freshman year, started fastball curveball guy, throwing, I think 80, 81 ish. And then, sophomore year, I think, was the year I finally learned to pitch and be able to throw everything at the same time as I learned to throw a slider, which from slider has been my out pitch. I mean, out of the 200 Ks that I've had in high school, I would say at least 100 on my slider, most of them on backdoor sliders that I catch from looking. And then sophomore year, velo went up to like 85. Junior year, velo went up to like 88, touch 90. And then this year we're hoping to get a little bit more in there. And then, sliders go-to pitch, out pitch, get over pitch. I can throw that any count, anytime, pretty much.
Breaking 90 is a fun milestone. Yeah. Is that the biggest one that you've hit yet in terms of accomplishing anything?
Baseball wise, I would.
Yes. I'm not saying like, yes, please. Yeah, I'm with you there. Okay. Little too hyperbolic on the sports side, but yeah. When I feel like for a pitcher, hitting 90 is a huge accomplishment. Even if you don't know where it's going, it's just nice to know that you're able to rear back on that. Uh, Going forward for the rest of this season, I always like to ask people, if people got a lot of choices and things to do in life, but if they had to come out to one of your games, is there one that's the rivalry game or one you guys are just looking forward to most on the rest of the season?
I think it would have to be one of our league games. I would probably say first game. I think we play first game of league is us versus Cathedral at home. This gonna be a good game for sure. Me versus Trey Telfer on the mound. That'll be a dogfight.
Because Patrick Henry, largely as a school can have a rival, but you guys as a program are saying the Cathedral's one that you're really coming for. I dig it. I always like the teams that are coming for the other teams loaded with talent. And like you said, you've already even circled the specific matchup, pitching preview for everybody. Maybe you got a career in broadcasting too after it's all said and done with all the great things. Last question that I've always got for everybody. I know this is a vague-ish question, but it also means whatever answer you want to bring is fine. What do you want the legacy, though, to be for this senior class at Patrick Henry and, for the baseball program? Not saying in life, but just what do you guys want to leave as a legacy as a senior class here?
I think as a team, we want to leave the legacy of that. I mean, we're all homegrown guys that came to Patrick Henry, stayed together as a team. And last year, our Division I championship appearance was the first time Henry's made a CIF championship for baseball in over 10 years. So I think winning the Open Division this year could really leave a mark on Henry. His first time. I don't know if we ever have one Open Division championship in baseball, to be 100% honest. So I think that'll be a
We have
big,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, open division for everybody that's listening that maybe is not a super duper high school sports nerd has been around now for 13 years here in San Diego. Previously, it was all division based on enrollment size. In that time, Patrick Henry has not, like we said, won an open division championship. Not a lot of teams have. There's been a lot of a couple of one-offs to start it, and now LCC has been hogging them. So I'm glad to see that if nothing else, you guys have set the bar high, that you're aiming to take down the big game. A lot of opportunities still to see him. The baseball season is young. If you are catching, I guess maybe not. You might be watching this in 2 years when he's in college. So then you have no chances left to go see him. But if you are catching this before he graduates, please make sure to go out and catch a Talin Gardini start because, like we said, this is one of the better student athletes in San Diego to say you knew him when. Thank you, Talin, for being on with us. And everyone have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect, man.